Welcome to The Snack, a lighter serving of Girls Gotta Eat.
This is a Dear Media production.
Enjoy.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
First day in our new studio.
We are here.
It looks exactly the same as the previous one.
No, people are like, are you fucking with us?
I know.
This was all just like a scam. Yeah.
I actually bought my old pals back, actually. No, we just wanted the clips to look really different for a few weeks and not as beautiful.
Yeah. I thought we looked grown and sexy.
Grown and sexy. I loved the ones from Gravitas. They're so dramatic.
That's what I'm saying. Like grown and sexy.
Grown and sexy, yeah. Like newscasters.
Yeah. Grown, sexy newscasters.
But we
need them more than ever.
We've recreated the studio in LA, and I couldn't be happier to be back in our chairs with our vibrators all around us. I'm just like thrilled. I really missed it.
So we got rid of Azul's ottoman that he never sat on. Azuli, you want to come in the shot? But he has been wanting to sit between us. So if you guys tune in, he's wearing a pink bandana, which
someone thought he was a girl yesterday.
He's wearing pink. And people just assume. I think people assume you see a dog in a pink bandana, but the pink really pops on him. This is his Valentine's bandana. It's his Valentine's look.
You're like, he's gay, but he is a man.
Please don't assume his sexuality.
But we're just really happy to be here. So
feels nice.
You guys have been along for the ride for a couple different studio switcheroos. And hopefully this is where we'll be for a while.
For a minute.
Yeah.
We're going to rest our laurels. Rest
our
weary
tired
bones.
bodies. Yesterday was a rough day. I was here 6 times. It was freezing cold and raining.
Oh my God, stop. Yesterday, the weather. I went and looked at a wedding venue. I'm like, do I hate it or is it just the weather?
Do I even want to get married?
I think yes. I was like, the wedding is canceled because it's raining and cold.
It's cold. It was a rough day. But yeah, we're back. We're excited for our first snack episode in the new studio. And we'll thank our partners and we'll get right into it. So thanks to Timeline, get 10% off your first order of Mito Pure at timeline.com/GG.
And thank you to Symbiotica. Get 20% off and free shipping at symbiotica.com/girlsgottaeat.
And just a quick plug for Vibes Only, our sexual wellness business. Valentine's Day is coming up. We have an amazing line of new vibrators, new colors, new suck and blow gel flavors. Today, February 6th, is the last day to get guaranteed ground shipping by Valentine's Day. That's vibesonly.com. I mean, what a better way to celebrate with your partner or solo or with friends than a circle jerk?
Well, we had a friend. What she did like a girls' night pre-Valentine's party, and what did they all exchange gifts? And she brought the Lucy Love kit. Mm-hmm. So perfect for Galentine's,
yes.
Valentine's.
Yes, and I stand on it. We have the most beautiful packaging I've ever seen. Something that you will be really proud to gift to somebody,
and the best products.
Also, what's in the box?
The boxes are empty. Surprise! No, well, next week is a Galentine's episode. So we'll be back next week we'll mention it.
And every week after that.
Okay. Let's kick it off with a Grammys report.
Can I just tell you, this is the longest, first, I don't really watch award shows. I started to really enjoy award shows because me and Brittany watched the Globes a couple weeks ago, and I had such a nice time, and you were like Trevor Noah's speech at the Grammys, and I was like, all right, I'll turn this on. And I turned it on, and it was like 5 hours.
I think it was normal. I think they're usually 3 hours.
Maybe I'm just not really in the culture.
I don't think you're used to it. And I don't think you tune in start to finish. I mean,
like a football game. I felt like I was watching a sports event.
Totally.
I would never watch this
They should do a halftime. It's usually 3 hours. And then since it's live, it runs over. What was it? Like 3:15, 3:20. It didn't feel excessively long to me. It felt excessively amazing. That was the best Grammys ever.
I wouldn't know because I have nothing really to compare it to. I mean, I guess I used to watch the VMAs.
VMAs.
I really loved all the nominees this year. I love what's happening in music. It's just there were so many women. Almost no men to speak of were nominated.
I'm not mentioning one man. It was like so much girl power. It started so strong. It was just like the Doechii win and then Beyonce. And can I just say, I've never seen Beyonce caught off guard. That caught me off guard. That surprised look, I gasped.
Caught Casey Musgraves off guard. Bitch was mad.
I don't agree. I don't want to say. I think I don't love the narrative that like a woman was mad at another woman winning. They did look caught off guard. Her and the other and Lainey Wilson. But I'm not going to say they were like hating. I'm not going to play into that.
I think that's a good point and a good reframing because like you had a camera on me for an hour. The multitude of shit talking faces. I mean, they panned to Casey Musgraves twice. She looked pissed. But I mean, you could get a camera on me and make me look like that.
I like Casey Musgraves. I think she might have RBF. And she also lost. Like, don't let me go to an award show and lose. It doesn't matter who won. I would probably look pissed.
The only person who lost 100% of the time, Taylor Swift. No one had more fun.
No one was dancing with Alicia Keys' son.
Since day one.
Of her life.
No, she's always been like this. She is front row, up on her feet, dancing not to the beat, having the time of her life.
No one was having arms in the air, cheersing with Jay-Z.
Always. She is always having the most fun at an award show. She gets loose.
I thought she might win the record for 5 Grammys for Best Song of the Year. Is that what it was?
I didn't think she went into it thinking she was going to sweep the Grammys, right?
I loved watching her. She was just having fun, losing every single round, and she was like, "Don't care."
So she hit the red carpet, and I text Rayna immediately. I'm like, she's here in red sequin ice capades, your vibe. Because for a minute, that's all you were picking out for holiday shows.
That's all I want to wear.
Obviously, holiday colors and something that looks like you were a figure skater.
I want to look like the ice capades. I want to buy something on Amazon for $25 and look like the ice capades. That's my vibe.
And then I was like, this is Chiefs coded because it's red. And then I saw that pussy charm. You called it a pussy chain. I called it a pussy charm. I was like, I love this badge chain. I literally was like, what the fuck? I literally was like, we're all going to be rocking pussy chains this summer.
It's so edgy.
It's so edgy.
And at first I saw that dress and I talked my shit. I was like, that's so stupid. Like she can't dress. But her body, her confidence, the blonde hair, and like the perfectly tan skin with the red sequins. I mean, the chain, no chain, hate the dress.
Yes, no.
Vagina tassels, though, love the dress.
I posted on my story. I said, hate the Chiefs red, love the pussy charm. And people were like, go off. I'm like, that's my thoughts exactly. I like the short, flirty dress of it all. Taylor's going to Taylor. And she's gonna, I just was like, oh, I saw her walk in waist up. They caught her on camera and I'm like, what's below the waist? And I was like a tiny little figure skater outfit.
Yeah. I mean, they're musicians. They can do no wrong to me. You can act as crazy, dress as crazy as you want, but I wasn't crazy about the fashion this year.
Oh, really? See, I just liked it so much more than the Golden Globes. I just think musical artists are always going to be better. They're going to be edgier and sluttier. I loved it.
I wanted more of it. Olivia Rodrigo, she looked like an OnlyFans model, a beautiful one.
Her and Miley just competing for the cutout black dresses.
Okay, so Miley came out on stage and like made that joke about her dress. She's like, I'm here for 2 reasons: to drop this Vivienne Westwood dress and like whatever it was.
Rayna, this isn't Alaya. How could you? We don't hear Alaya a lot. We haven't really heard it since Clueless.
Gossip Girl and Clueless. Okay. You're right.
Not Vivienne Westwood. not Sex and the City movie. Okay.
A wedding dress. She was like, I'm here because of my custom Alaya. Just crickets.
No.
You could have heard a pin drop. She thought she was being like such a bad bitch, saying that no one emoted.
Wait, thank you, because that was the worst joke of the night. Okay, can I just say, like, we said we didn't have that much to say for the Grammys, and yet here we are. I thought the Trevor Noah monologue through the crowd was so awkward. I felt like it was so hard to not watch everyone's reactions. Like, I couldn't even focus on what he was saying because I was watching everyone around him, and everyone was like, how do I react? The camera's on me. Like, he's hosted for 5 years? That felt new, and I could be wrong, but like, just keep him on stage. Like, I'm all about crowd play and let's get the crowd involved, and it felt so awkward to me, but also then again, I kind of lost some awkwardness. So I'm like, maybe I'm not hating, but it was interesting.
I didn't care for it. I mean, I don't mind it when somebody's in the aisles walking down, but because there was all these round tables,
yes, he was like,
and he ended up. I said to you, like, why is his crotch in Billie Eilish's face, and the camera's up in her face, catching her reaction to him standing next to you. And if I'm like, this is my big night. I'm an award nominee. I don't want to like look up over my shoulder at this person. Watch, just put him on the stage,
right? And you could tell everyone. I mean, these people are on camera for a living, and they just didn't know quite how to react. And so I was like, I don't even know what I'm paying attention to.
Did it surprise you that like I thought he would be standing next to like less famous people? Like if
he was in the pit.
If I'm Taylor Swift and you're presenting standing next to me, and I have to like, I know I'm on. I mean, it's weird that they were too famous to be presented next to.
But also, like, the famous people are going to be in the front like that. The whole vibe was interesting to me. I thought they did an amazing job with the LA Fires tribute.
Yeah,
they weaved it in and out. through the whole show. They highlighted local businesses, and then they brought the firefighters up at the end to present the final award. And I just really, they didn't just like say a thing and move on.
Totally.
And they raised a lot of money. We were saying, like, was that just money raised from people at home? Like, are you going to tell us what the people in the room raised? Like, you said on the group chat, they should have like a ticker up there.
So that's like a telethon.
A telethon,
Like, why
yes.
wasn't there? Like, I would have been in it, like just amped watching
It
that.
says like
ticker
Taylor
go
Swift
up.
3 million.
Yeah, I mean, also I think it'd be funny if Taylor was sitting there like send them 3 mil, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you could just see it come in.
Yeah.
that would be so fun. They opened every segment with like LA for hours with LA fires. I mean, I gotta tell you, this is the hardest I cried. Honestly, from any television experience, but I cried on and on.
Oh
and
my
on.
God. It was just like Doechii, who was the third woman to ever win that award.
She kicked off the crying.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill, Cardi B, Doechii, then Alicia Keys. And a lot of the stuff that she said, and Chappell Roan decided to use the moment to talk about health insurance, which I feel like was not only a message to the music industry, but a message to America. I feel like it was very coded of like, hey, we need health insurance. That we all do. But I don't know if that was like her motive. But yeah, it was emotional, and it was just so much pussy power, pussy chain, pussy power.
So many. I mean, when they did a whole like B-roll segment of like the fires in LA.
That too. Yes. Oh my God. Of course. Yeah.
So I finally hung this TV in my bedroom.
Whose TV?
It's your TV from years ago. So we brought all the TVs from my old house to my new house, and there was 3 of them. There was 2 in my house, hung up in my living room, my bedroom, and 1 from the studio, which you have just been housing at the. How old is that TV?
It's 2019.
Okay.
It's not too. I mean, that's kind. I don't know if you. TVs do age, and they
Yeah.
actually age, and like you can't get the apps or whatever. So yeah, it's 6 years old.
So I mounted this TV, and the guy that was mounting it was like, the mount doesn't work with this TV. And I was like, that can't be possible. I brought 2 mounts and 2 TVs. He was like, you need to buy a new one. So he sold me a new mount for $80. And then I'm like, God, and neither of my remotes work with it. And I'm like, why won't this turn on? I realized this Samsung. And I'm like, I've never bought a Samsung. All my TVs are LG. And then I realized it was your television.
No, so now I have Rayna's much newer television.
Much bigger, much newer television, which I just gave you last night because I'm not dismounting this TV. How did this happen?
I cannot stop laughing. So last night we popped into the studio and I saw the TV. Again, this TV has just been, Rayna's been kind enough to like house it for me. We thought we might use it for some recording stuff.
Yeah.
You had it at your house, my 2019 TV. It came from New York, whatever. And then I was like, thinking my fiance moved in and I'm like, we'll put a TV in the bedroom. It's nice. You know, I haven't had a TV in the bedroom like ever, you know, but like, well, it's fun. We like to lay in beds. It's nice. It is a
So
luxury.
luxurious.
That's why I like to be in a hotel so much because I can lay in bed and watch TV. We were like, we'll do a TV in the bedroom. So I was like, Rayna, can I get that TV? And then you were like, by the way, here's what happened. I mean, Rayna, we walked out of there like we robbed a bank.
When he was walking out with my gigantic brand new television just under his arm, I was like, God.
The fact that you mismounted my old TV and you were like, I have to just keep it. Like you just, and you had to put money into it. You had to buy a new mount.
I just have this other, you want a mount too? I'll give you the mount that goes with that. Like, also,
No, like we carried it out. We're like, is this okay?
how did this even happen? Also, it never occurred to me that like to check the mount, like this doesn't, like that should have been my first tip off.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I laid in my like king size bed with my new mounted TV. I drank like a whole bottle of wine. I just was crying my eyes out. I had my new bedding from Brooklyn and I really had a
yes.
night.
Oh, I just put my Brooklyn's on.
What color you got?
Cream. Cream for the cream. You get it.
I put cream on too.
We creamed on it. You didn't see where I was going.
No, I did.
Oh, you too?
I have a cream duvet, and then I think I have some kind of pebble sheets.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You love your Pebble. So I want to talk about a couple things. Kanye's naked wife on the red carpet.
I did not. I mean, she's usually naked, but this was a different level of naked.
Like, it felt like exploitative and predatory to me. Like, if he was naked, like I was like, if Kanye was like, we're making a statement, bodies are beautiful. Here I am in my dick cover. Not that I want to see him naked. Not that you want to see a naked man either. But like, it feels so strange to have a clothed man, head to toe clothing, and he like has his wife take off all her clothes. I mean, there's a million takes. You could be like, children are watching. I mean, whatever you want to say about it, but like the energy was weird. And there was a video where, again, you couldn't hear what they were saying, but it almost like she didn't want to.
Yes.
And he was like telling her to. And like, it just felt so icky to me. And again, she's a grown woman. She's consenting to these actions, but like, it's so weird. Like, I just felt like if something would have felt better to me and also, you know, not okay. But like, if he was like, we're showing up naked, we're making a statement. It's for PETA. Like if they would have done something and like, but for him fully clothed and he's like, take your clothes. It really gave me the ick.
But I mean, that's always their vibe. She's always almost completely naked, and he's some dirty, ripped up black sweatpants and an oversized black sweatshirt and a jacket with sunglasses.
Right.
I mean, you can barely see any skin. There's no skin on wind for him, and she's always completely naked. And I don't know what their agreement is or their vibe, but like he is somebody's father. I don't know. It's just, that's what you want your daughters to see. Like he has 2 young daughters and he's 2 young sons. That's what you want your sons to see. You treat women as
parading around this naked woman.
Yes.
You know, like, and then one thing that I thought was like kind of funny, it was this beef between him and Don Lemon.
I didn't see it coming.
So there was a rumor, I guess they did not get escorted off the red carpet. I guess he was nominated for something. So they came and then she got naked and they left. But then he started saying that Don Lemon started the rumor, former CNN anchor, that Don Lemon started the rumor that they got kicked out. But Don Lemon was like, I said that you didn't. Like, and then like Kanye's calling him like racial slurs. I mean, it was like crazy. Like him and Don Lemon are going back and forth. I'm like, over this, like just get out of here, Kanye. And then I just don't like he unfollowed everyone on Instagram except Taylor Swift.
Yes.
It's gross.
I mean, everything he does just seems shock value.
And like really just like, I don't know, really just like targeted at women.
Yeah, it feels unkindly motivated. And I know there's a lot of talk about him being unwell, which of course, you know, we have all that sympathy in the world for mental health issues, but like it feels really targeted in a negative way. And I hate to see like a real icon behave like this, a parent behave like this. It's just, the whole thing is disgusting.
And then the other thing I have a big problem with is this jellyfish haircut.
We don't know about this.
Well, it was Miley's haircut.
Okay.
And we love Miley, to be clear. But it's giving bad extensions.
Yeah, it's giving my hair 2 weeks ago on the podcast.
I'll let you say it. I'm not going to say it. No, but like, so I just found this article and I think it's the funniest. We'll put pictures up on YouTube if you guys are watching. But again, it's like bob in the front and then like a long like mullet in the back.
So
and
the bob like was kind of to her ears, right? And then like from the back of her ears down, it was like long hair.
And so I found this Glamour headline. The jellyfish haircut is perfect for anyone torn between a bob and long hair.
Who's torn?
That's not a thing. No one's like, I'd like both.
Throw them both in.
That's like, that's like if you're torn between wearing jeans and a skirt, put them both on. You can do it.
People do
you
that.
Look stupid.
It looks ridiculous.
You do you. You do you. But like, I saw that haircut. I'm like, it was a jump scare.
I was like, is this an accident? I mean, it is party in the front. And I like a bob, and I've been threatening for years to get a bob, take out my hair extensions and get a bob. But I would not be like, throw them both in.
I just think it's so funny that Glamour is like, guys, we know you're torn. We know you want both. No one has ever been
a
like,
bikini
I'll
and a bikini and a gown.
I'll do both. It's an unblended bob with long, disconnected tendrils that resemble the tentacles and shape of a jellyfish, says Amy Mighty, creative director and stylist at Chicago's Maxine.
Don't try to rationalize this, Amy.
I don't know. I just think that was something that really shocked me, but I really did love the Grammys this year. It was healing.
I loved every minute of it. It was really positive. It was for a good cause. I just loved watching all these women win. Charlie XCX's performance. I mean, I liked all the performances, but like, I wanted it to go on forever. And I was reading this whole list of the cameos of people that were like on stage.
Yeah.
I did not know one person except for Julia Fox, but there were a lot. Tessa, did you know who the cameos were? Okay, you didn't either. So I read a list of all the people that were cameos, and I was like, I am too young to understand, or I'm too old. I am too young. I'm too old to understand any of these references.
And then Beyonce won Album of the Year, which she has never won before, which is crazy, for Cowboy Carter, which I fully support. The album I listen to the most, like one of my top favorite Beyonce albums, and so we love to see it.
I can't wait. She's coming to LA in the fall.
Yeah. So Beyonce and I are starting our tour the same month. Okay. I guess you guys, we collaborated on it. So we were like, let's just tour together, girl. Like let's both kick it off in April. Okay. No, so she's starting her Cowboy Carter tour end of April in LA.
It's the end of April in LA.
End of April, early May, with 4 shows at SoFi.
Okay.
I am starting mine on April 4th with
Also at
2
SoFi.
shows at the Den in Chicago. Same energy. No big deal. I just think it's very funny. Like, what a time to be alive and touring at the same time as Beyonce.
Oh, I
in
love
a
it.
similar size venue.
We have been on tour at the same time as Beyonce.
And Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, catch us at Cowboy Carter. That tour is going to be the absolute best. And I mean, we went to Renaissance, and it wasn't my favorite tour.
I've been to the Formation tour or Lemonade, and I've been to On the Run.
What do we say?
On the Run.
Okay.
And then I went to Lemonade in Atlanta, which I absolutely love. That's one of my top albums too. And we loved the Renaissance tour, but it wasn't my favorite because it wasn't my favorite album.
I mean, On the Run, so much fun. I had the time of my life. I just love that so much. Renaissance wasn't for me. I didn't know the songs. And that's really not like me, but I just didn't know a lot of the songs that she did. It wasn't my favorite. But I am so excited. I love country music so much, and to watch her do it and the outfits. I have so many outfits for this.
I know. Well, you're like already prepared. Yeah. I mean, I love what Renaissance like stood for. I mean, I really did. I loved it. It just like, if I'm going to rank them, this is probably going to be up there with how I felt about Lemonade. But yeah, the outfits.
I am so excited.
She better just let us do our thing.
Oh, you think she's going to like pick a color?
I don't think she is. I think I love that she did that for Renaissance. I love that it was
loved
like
the
wear
outfits.
silver.
Oh my God,
so
so
but I
fun.
think she's going to be like, y'all do y'all's thing.
I hope so.
Shabuzi. What if Shabuzi comes out?
I want to go to the kickoff night so bad.
No. Well, my tour in the Beyonce store. You know, guys, get your tickets.
Okay. Well, I'm really, really so excited about it.
And Super Bowl.
You know that I forgot that the Super Bowl was this weekend, and I
What?
scheduled a bunch of construction at the house.
Well,
and I had
guess you gotta unschedule
I had to
it.
text them and be like, "Well, they're only working upstairs."
Okay.
So I was like, "Hey, I forgot that the Super Bowl was such an awkward text message to send a man." I had to text him this morning, and I was like, "Hey, I forgot the Super Bowl's this weekend, and I have a party at the house." I said, "I guess it doesn't really matter if you guys will be upstairs, but I'm just thinking out loud, whatever." He said, "I forgot about that. I only watch real football." He's Israeli, so soccer.
Okay. I just think it's funny to be like, welcome to my home. The Philly cheesesteak egg rolls are here. The beers and wines are over here. And then the hot construction workers are upstairs in the bedrooms if you'd like to have your pick.
You are going to be in multiple of the bedrooms.
You're like running a brothel.
See yourself into one of the bedrooms and pick one of the men that has skills. Honestly, get yourself a man in LA with a job. It is really hard to find them, and I have sourced all of them.
All these men are gainfully employed. I am dead.
Which
you
is rare.
You just uninvite everyone to the party except single women. You're like, we changed the theme and it's an orgy now.
It's a singles mixer. If you're like, isn't the Super Bowl today? I'm like, just go somewhere else.
So I'm really excited because I am put in charge of the Philly food.
Well,
and
you were really cute about
Yeah.
it. I was like,
Thanks.
I was like, let me tell you the menu, and I'm going to do. And I'm also going to let you get back to what you're saying.
No.
But I'm obviously big dips. I like to do the classics. So spinach dip, buffalo dip, caramelized onion. I'll probably do like a rotel queso in your honor. And I'm going to do pigs in a blanket, and then I'm going to do a bunch of like hoagies and subs from Bay Cities in Santa
Hoagies,
Monica.
nice. Gotta say hoagies.
It's
Hoagies.
Hoagies. They say hoagies in Philly.
yeah.
Okay, because
Wawa hoagie.
it's a Pittsburgh hoagies.
Oh, right. Pittsburgh too. Yes.
So I'm gonna just get like a huge assortment of Bay Cities, Italian subs, hoagies, and then I said to you, I want to do something like Philly inspired, and you go, I will handle the Philly stuff, and I was like, okay, go off, girl.
Well, so the only reason I said that is because Sparkle Eyes will make it.
You
I
will live
wouldn't
in
be-
chef now.
I live with a chef.
I know. I actually have hosted like dozens of parties since I met Ashley, and she's never been like, slow your roll. I will take care of this. Ashley shows up early. She does the playlist and she'll bring a bottle of something, but she's never been like, I will take care of the food as well.
Well, last year I was going to bring that Boursin cheese, and then it just was like, you kind of said don't be in the kitchen. Like I was going to make it there, and you were like, you know what, don't. And I was like, whew.
I said yes, and I was like, I'm going to hate every second of this.
And we didn't need it. So yes, I mean, I am putting him in charge. I'll sous chef with him. We've been cooking together, but and I'll talk a little bit more about living with him on Monday's episode. But yeah, he was like, "What if we did sliders?" I'm like, I really want to try these Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. I think but we might go slide. Either way, we're gonna make it happen.
I love an egg roll. Also, you and I have a very special connection to Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
So the first time both of us, ever met my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, it was. Do you think that's the most hungover you've ever been? Like drunkest you've ever been and most hungover?
It's a top 3 for sure.
Yeah, you called 911. Rayna's first night in Dewey Beach, she wasn't prepared that Dewey always wins.
I was so fucked
And the
up.
shots and the size of the drinks, and she got so hammered, she called 911. Like, she woke up the next morning still in her, like, jumpsuit from the night before, and we all go to Starboard for Sunday, and we walk in, and this is the first time I'm meeting Steph, and she just took one look at us and just put Philly cheesesteak egg rolls in our mouths. Like, she was like, you need these. And I was like, I love her. She gets us.
We talked about it for years, how that was like the first, she just took care of us. Like Stephanie she's just such a nurturer.
Yeah.
She also is so tall. She emerged from the crowd with this egg roll.
She like hugged. She's like, I'm a hugger. And she like hugged us. And we were just like, not okay. Like, I was like, Rayna's unwell. Like, 911 has called her back this morning. What was his name?
Daryl.
That's not Daryl's the maintenance guy.
That's that guy too.
I thought it was like Kevin. All right, I forget what it was.
If you guys know, I don't remember. It was 6 years ago, but I think it was Daryl. But yeah, 911 called me back, left a message like, you don't sound okay.
You called by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, your phone just whatever.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't, obviously you're not pranking 911.
No, it was just on speed dial because Verizon knew. They were like, she's going to Dewey. She's going to need help.
So just a couple of things about the Super Bowl. So ticket sales are down because Donald Trump is going.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm making that correlation on my own.
Okay.
It would make me not want to go. I'm not trying to be in that room. But I guess he's going. I guess he's like the first president to go.
I mean, he was at the Pittsburgh Steelers game a few weeks ago too. I mean, they're saying that like they're allowing podcasters and influencers into the White House. I mean, he's doing some things different.
Not us. Not us. We will not be allowed in the White House. A certain type of podcaster.
We've actually been blackballed from the White House, and we're probably on like a do not.
I'm all set. I don't need to go there. But Super Bowl ticket sales are down. I'm sure they're still astronomically expensive. But Tessa put this article in our outline, and I skimmed it. And I mean, it just seems like people have like Chiefs fatigue, which I understand. I think like I love New Orleans. So do you. Like, it's not maybe as popular a city as Las Vegas. A lot of people went last year. Last year, like record numbers, and it was so expensive. And then the first year I went 2 years ago. I think at the third time, like you may have exhausted your Chiefs fan base.
Yeah.
And I think obviously Eagles fans want to be there, but they were saying like had it been another team, this probably wouldn't be the case.
That's an interesting take because I think New Orleans is just the fucking best.
Oh,
I'll go there.
totally.
We performed there. I love visiting there. It's just the best food in the world, the best music. But I think that's a good point. Maybe people are just like, I don't know. I've done it. I've gone a couple times. Vegas. There's also just way more places to stay probably and things to do outside of just going to the game.
I think it's probably if the Chiefs has to do with it. Like, I think it's just kind of like the third time, you know?
Yeah, but if somebody wants to invite me, I will cancel the Super Bowl party right now. You can it's good. You can host it at my house.
And the Superdome is larger than it's like 10,000 more seats.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anyway, we just thought that was interesting. There's some commercials that have been released early.
So I wanted you guys to tell me, is this the first time that's happened, or is it common
know.
that these commercials get released ahead of time?
I feel like I don't think it's the first time it's ever happened. I do feel like in past years it's like these teaser type things, but the one I love the most is this Hellman's commercial, and it's Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal from When Harry Met Sally, and she kind of like does the orgasm scene in Kat's Deli.
Wait, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it's like iconic thing.
They filmed it there?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wait, I know about this because there was like an influencer event at Katz's with Heinz and Jeremy, our good friend, and Hank, who's Salt Hank, on Instagram. They went and did all this press there. Okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
I got it now.
Yeah. So I like that. I saw like a funny Pringles one. There's a Coors Light one, Instacart, Haagen-Dazs, Hellman's, which is the one that we love. And then it ends with Sydney Sweeney repeating the classic line, "I'll have what she's having." Oh, that's an amazing cameo.
I know.
I just love seeing the celebrities that they get. Adam Brody, he's in the Pringles one.
I love him so much.
There's all these mustaches flying through the air. Whatever, you guys will see. But anyway, so that's really I'm excited for the Super Bowl party, and
I can't wait. And then people are, of course, asking Travis Kelce if he's going to propose to Taylor Swift during the halftime show, and he's being like coy, like we'll see. And he gave this really, really wonderful interview about her. I mean, I just love the way that they speak about each other, and he's just like, she is such a hustler and a hard worker. She motivates me. I better show up. I better win this. Like, she inspires me so much. I mean, I just love the way he speaks of her, but I just don't. Listen, I don't know. I'm sure she'd be happy to get engaged, but like, I don't think that. I think she's like, this is your time. I can't imagine him proposing at the. Can you? Okay, if he wins, maybe he'll propose at the end.
Well, he's not going to win, but I just like can't. It feels too like on the nose. It feels like no, the most famous couple in the world is going to get engaged at the football game. Like, I don't
but
know.
It is the most famous football game in the world. Like, I can't decide like how I feel about it, but I don't like it because I think that she's like, this is your moment. I've had my moments. Like, take your moment. It doesn't have to be our moment.
He's not winning, first of all. But if he did, then he's had this moment 2 other times. Like, it's not that big a deal.
Oh, it's over.
So here's the thing. I don't like when men propose at a woman's accomplishment. Like, I've seen like when a woman graduates from like whatever, but like, let's say med school.
Don't steal my thunder. This is my thunder.
Get out of here. But some women might really like that. They're like, this is already such a happy, joyous moment. Maybe friends and family are there. But then would you want to be proposed to at like his moment? Like, that, does that feel even more selfish? Like, what feels more selfish? Like a man that wins a big thing and is like, now I'm going to propose to my girl, or he kind of scoops you on yours. I think you don't want either.
I mean, I think that you kind of know the kind of person your partner is, and if they do one of those things, you're like, I know the type of person I signed up for. So like,
yeah.
Lewis Howes, who was on our show, proposed to his, I guess now fiance at one of his live shows.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that would not be for me. Like, I'm at your event, you're on stage doing your thing. I don't really need to like, I don't know. I can't see myself really enjoying that. I'd be like, all these people are here to see you. Like, I'd like my moment at my thing.
Yeah.
I don't want our moment at your thing. But like,
yeah.
One of our live shows, like to your point about Travis Kelce and the Super Bowl, and he's done it so many times, like our live shows, I could see getting proposed to at one of our live shows, and I'd be like, this isn't the only time. I've been on stage hundreds of times.
Yes.
So like, it wouldn't bother me. Like,
I said I would be down with that.
I know you would.
I said either like the way I got engaged was perfect, but like second choice would have been a live show.
Yes, but
I've been down for that.
It's like, it's not a once in a lifetime event for you and I. Like when we sell out Radio City Music Hall, I would get proposed to there.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the show. It has to be the very end of the show. I'm gonna get proposed to and then just go back to our show.
Go back to work?
No, go back to work.
Get back to work. Can you imagine? Well, Alex had to.
Yeah, it was our tour manager, Alex.
Alex had to get engaged and sell the merch.
We had to tell her fiance ahead of time too. We were like, just so you know, she's got to get back out to that merch booth.
Well, we did do it closer to the beginning of the show, so they had like time to themselves and stuff like that. But it's also like, you're on tour to do the merch. You got to sell the merch.
I know.
No, it was perfect. It was really special.
It was really special. We did it in Minneapolis. So yeah, at our shows, I don't mind it. Because we've done it so many times and it's ours. It's not my solo thing by myself. But like, I don't want to get proposed to at someone else's event.
Yes. Okay. I think you are right. Yes. Like I remember when Lewis Howes said that, I was like, ick. So yeah, I don't think if I'm Taylor Swift, I'm trying to get proposed to at the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm probably just trying to do it private. Right?
I guess. But like, okay, here's the other thing. Our audience, like, I love them so much, and to have them be a part of like my moment or your moment would be special and beautiful for me.
Yes.
And that like people have like paid money to be in that room with us and that they get to be a part of this moment. I don't want to be part of someone else's moment with their
I thought you meant
audience.
like you don't want a bunch of NFL fans.
I'm saying, that's his audience. I wouldn't want it.
Here's what I think will happen. The Eagles will win, and he'll still propose, and the Eagles fans will boo the whole thing.
Eagles fans are wild.
Yeah, they booed Santa Claus. It's like their legacy. Okay, Tessa, you seem like you really hate this idea. So what are your thoughts?
I think I think she wants private. First of all, I think but also like I think on the notion of if he picked an event, I mean, he's like, it's not it'll overshadow like the three-peat of the Chiefs. And like all of that. And just like, it's also his choice to choose to do it at his event, but also I think she would hate it.
Yeah. So just to clear it up, the Chiefs aren't winning, but if they were to win, that is historical. That's great. No team's ever done it. I think people think like the Cowboys did it. They didn't. So no team's ever won 3 in a row. They've won 3.
The Steelers and the Cowboys have won 5, but not in a row.
No, nobody in a row. 3.
Nobody in a row.
I forget all the stats. But this, I think it's pretty much like Cowboys, Steelers, Patriots, don't quote me on this, are like up there with wins, but no one's ever won 3 in a row.
Okay. But they're not going to.
They would never. So I do like this idea that the Eagles win and he still has to propose because he's got the ring on him. He's like, we got to do it. We planned it.
He's like, even though I lost, I still won today.
But now I actually, you know what? I'm walking it all back because then it'll overshadow the win. Then it'll
that's the
overshadow
only way
the
it would
Eagles
take
win.
away. That would take away the Eagles win. Like if they
Yes, you're
if
right.
they
I hate
blocked the
this
three-peat
idea.
and then he chose to come in.
It will be the biggest deal on
like,
planet Earth if he
That would
proposes.
cause
I just, like-
riots. That would be crazy.
Yes, people will be like, Eagles who?
You're right. I hate it.
The
Yeah.
Swifties would come in, and the fact that the Swifties haven't stormed the tickets for this potential to see this. Is
Okay,
crazy.
thank you for bringing that up. I am dying to know who she brings. I mean, I live for who she has in the suites with her, and like we will talk about Justin Baldoni very briefly later. But I am dying to know if Blake Lively shows up because people are saying like, are they still friends? We don't know, but she is the godmother of Blake Lively's kids. Like, we're not sure, and I'm dying to know who she's gonna bring. Is it Gigi Hadid? Is it Ice Spice? Like, who is she gonna bring?
Well, she's always just bringing like the hottest person.
Okay, so who's the hottest right now? Ashley and I have this theory that she really just buddies up to like whoever is like super famous right now.
she brings
Justin Baldoni.
Rachel Kirkconnell and Doechii. Not Justin. What? That would be.
Look at that box. It's Doechii and Justin.
No, Justin's insane. We're like, oh, that would. I mean, I don't even know what would happen. Like the world would just explode if she brought Justin Baldoni. Okay, let's take a quick break and then we'll just get into that because we just have a few things to say about that Blake and Justin ongoing feud. I'm going to tell you guys about Symbiotica. I could not love this anymore. I'm so obsessed with it. I said it before. I feel like this is like the cool girl supplement. So if you're a regular listener, you've definitely heard us rave about Symbiotica's liposomal vitamin C. And this is this daily must-have for supporting collagen production, boosting immunity. And it is this little packet. You just rip it open at the top or just snip it with scissors. And it is this vanilla citrus flavor. It tastes so good. I just squirt it in my mouth. Like straight up, I've never
That's
mixed
how
this.
she
I've
likes
never
it.
cut it with anything, but you can
never cut it.
You can put it in a drink if you want. And we always want to focus on the vitamin C, but I really love the super greens as well. And this is, again, the same little packet. This is going to boost your energy levels, and it is a citrus lime flavor, and it has chlorophyll, and that again just like squirts right into your mouth. And I'm using this oil supplement. Like, I'm just loving everything. And again, these liquid travel size packets are perfect for when you're on the go. It takes 30 seconds a day to get all the nutrients you need. My fiance just moved in with me. I was like, you got to start taking these vitamin C. He was just like, I feel like I'm like getting more tired at the end of the day. I'm like, you got to be taking these stuff. So I have so much of it at my house. I'm just about to like force it on everybody. I'll probably bring it to Superbowl. Like, it's so, we were, like we said before, this little cafe, they had a little basket of it. People were buying them at the register.
coolest thing.
Like, this really is just stick it in your purse, have them every day. It is one of the most trustworthy brands out there. They never compromise on quality and sourcing. All the products are free from seed oils, preservatives, toxins, or artificial additives. And it's something you can taste and feel in every packet. So we love it. You guys check out that vitamin C, check out the super greens. I mean, there's just tons of different products. You can shop by their bestsellers. You can shop by benefit. If you want energy, immunity, skin health, gut health, healthy aging, stress relief, brain health, so many different things. We just cannot recommend it enough. So go to symbiotica.com/girlsgottaeat for 20% off plus free shipping. That is symbiotica.com/girlsgottaeat to claim 20% off plus free shipping today. And that is CYMBIOTIKA.com/girlsgottaeat.
Okay, and speaking of health and things that we put in our bodies, most wellness trends are BS, but this one is not. Neither is the last one we talked about. Every day there's a new product claiming to be this magical cure-all, though, and few actually have the science to back up their claims. But Timeline is different. They are the global leader in research in urolithin A, a breakthrough in cellular and longevity health. Urolithin A is a postbiotic that works by improving the function of our mitochondria, batteries of your cells that power hundreds of functions system-wide. And MitoPure is the only urolithin A supplement on the market, clinically proven to target age-related cellular decline, and the #1 urolithin A supplement recommended by doctors. And MitoPure is important to me for lots of reasons. I feel stronger after a workout. I recover quicker. I have more energy. We were talking about sleep. I want to preserve my health, my mobility and strength, and obviously support my cellular health. And you guys can check it out too. Timeline is offering 10% off your first order of MitoPure. Go to timeline.com/GGE. That's TIMELINE.com/GGE.
Okay, Justin and Blake.
every week I'm like, for sure nothing will happen this week. Like, we have to be done with this. And every week something crazy happens.
He really put a burn book online. He really bought a URL and put all of their texts online.
And we've never, ever seen a court case among celebrities get this petty in the history of time. And we had the Johnny Depp case. We had the Gwyneth Paltrow case. I mean, there have been so many cases that I'm just like, you just have not seen this depth of pettiness. And Justin Baldoni is like, I will not be silenced.
So it's the lawsuitinfo.com. And there you can click on amended complaint, or you can click on timeline of relevant events. And there's only two places you can just like read everything. So there's more, I mean.
There's like 150 pages of text.
Yeah. And I haven't read all of it. I've read like different things in different articles, and I've read some of it, but I can't claim to have read all of it.
It's 168 pages.
Yeah, some people are combing through this and making TikToks about it.
They're doing God's work.
Yeah, they're doing the Lord's work for sure. When I read comments and I'm on TikTok and stuff, I mean, I still think the public overwhelmingly just is kind of grossed out by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. But also Justin. You know, I think people are like, you're trying to absolve yourself with this late night voice note. You know, like, I think the thing that I feel like I have a new theory. And again, like, sorry guys, I haven't read all 170 pages of this.
Well, also on top of this, 224 pages of the complaint.
Right.
Nobody could get through this.
I mean, I might just settle in. Like, people are like, I got the time, you know? Like, I think it's riveting.
Friday. You should do it on Friday. We don't really work on Fridays. Okay.
But I feel like the thing I have the problem with is like this narrative, like she was in love with him and this is her revenge. And it's like, I like the theory that they have something going on mutually. But I also why is it not that he was into her? So at one point, Justin Baldoni texted Blake Lively, and this is in all the texts and everything, and he said, I like sentimental Blake. I think that's flirty.
Every piece of, well, is there more you want to read
Yes.
me? Because I have more to say.
Yes. And then she writes, never met her. I'm hearing a flirty and a shutdown.
Totally.
I'm hearing a flirty. I'm hearing a flirtation.
Don't know that bitch.
And then he goes, I also like asshole Blake. Don't worry. We're flirting. And then I like what she writes back. She goes, I've met her. So have my suppositories.
That's so funny.
That is that is telling someone, I want you to think about me putting something in my butthole so you'll stop flirting with me.
I mean, that is the opposite of flirting, to be honest. That is
you.
like, I mean, I want you to think about turds coming out of my butt. You stick a suppository in your butt, you hold that in there as long as you can, which is like 10 seconds.
You are an
and
expert.
then you explode out of your butthole.
Rayna's a suppository expert.
Yes, I am.
So anyway, listen, I just think that regardless of whatever you think about Blake Lively's lawsuit, I know some people think it's not true. They're accusing her of making it up. They're accusing Ryan Reynolds of getting involved, but whatever. I just never like the narrative when we're talking about a situation like this, that she was in love with him and he didn't. Like, I'm like, are we reading the same thing? Because I'm happy to go along with the theory that they had something going on, but like, why is it just her? Like, I feel like even in the footage of the scene, again, I don't know what was pre-planned. I don't know what the intimacy coordinator was involved in, but like, I feel like he was way more on her than she was on him. They're both acting. I don't know what it's like to be an actor, but like, I almost feel like he was flirting with her to a point where she felt uncomfortable. She told Ryan got involved. Ryan did the Deadpool thing. Like, if it were like I had to pick one, was Blake in love with him or was he in love with her? I'm going him. Like, even the texts feel like flirty in that way. I don't think she was egging it on. Anyway, that's my hot take.
I think it probably was mutual, right? And I think maybe she felt like it went a little too far and got her husband involved, but like, it would. Even when you are deeply in love and you're in a really serious relationship, I think people at work sometimes flirt a little bit. I think it's innocent, it's harmless, makes you feel alive. This is a love story as long as it doesn't go too far. I think everything he's released makes him look like he was also into her. That voice note that he released as evidence, I didn't make it seem like he wasn't into her. The voice was sexy and sultry. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I find it really highly inappropriate to be sending text messages and voice notes like that to a married person at that hour of the night.
Well, but like to that point, did she text him at 1:50?
Totally.
You know, like I think one time they were texting at 1 a.m. They're up late hours, you know, who knows? I don't know the lives of those type of people. So it's like we're missing a lot of the context and nuance and the whole story sometimes. But I just feel like you read enough comments and you see enough TikToks that are skewed to one side and you really start to believe it. And I have to check myself on that too. And I don't really know what to believe. I think a lot of the stuff in her initial lawsuit has like been negated, but like I think he's a fraud too. And I think the whole thing is gross and I'm not on either side, but I'm just like, I guess I don't really like the narrative that like she was in love with him and he didn't, like he rejected her. It's like, that's just a problematic.
I totally agree. What definitely did not happen was that Blake Lively was so in love with Justin Baldoni and he was like, ooh, gross. I would never Serena van der Woodsen, like the most beautiful woman alive. He's just like, ooh, don't touch me. And then she tattletaled on him to her husband. And then they created this whole thing to take down Justin Baldoni. Like that's not a thing that happened.
Because no one brings up suppositories when they flirt.
Right.
And no one would know better than Rayna.
I love suppositories.
Because you've been heavy in the suppositories and also texting and flirting with guys at the same time. And you've never let the two cross over.
Probably with a suppository in my butthole at that moment. And I never would have told them about it. That's crazy. But what definitely did not happen was that she was so in love with Justin Baldoni and he was like, ooh, gross, don't touch me. And when she tattletaled on him, that's crazy.
And then she's like, let me make it look like it's more plausible to me that he did make her feel uncomfortable and it got escalated to a point of sexual harassment between her and Ryan. But again, who's to say? If I had to go either way, that just seems more plausible. Anyway, so I guess I just wanted to pop off about that narrative.
So the judge has made a statement.
Oh, yeah.
And has basically said, y'all both need to stop. Like, you got to stop doing this shit for like PR and clicks. This is too crazy. And
wait, what's the headline, Tessa? Tessa just pulled this up. So again, March 26th is when March 2026.
Yeah, 2026. We have a whole year of this ahead of us. Oh my God.
Well, at least we have Summer House coming on soon.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because it is crazy what's happening. Paige is just like, no. People keep saying stuff about her online about like that she cheated on Craig, that she was like roaming around behind his back, that Craig knew. And Craig has not come forward and refuted these claims, which I don't know if it's true or not, but like it feels a little bit mean that he's not refuting them. And Amanda Batula called him out publicly and was like, I think you should come forward and say something. But Paige very publicly online keeps being like, that's funny. That's hilarious. Austin Kroll accused her of having an affair and that Craig knew about it and has known about it for a long time. And she was like, it's hilarious that somebody that I haven't spoken to in 6 months seems to think they know so much about me.
I love the way she responds to everything.
I do too.
An unbothered queen.
She makes it very public.
Are just goofy. Stop.
Yes. I mean, she is just, I'm just like loving the headlines about her. Yeah. And every single one of them, she's just like, no, stupid.
Moving
absolutely
on.
Not. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the headline for the judge?
Lawyers for Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni get a reality check from a federal judge.
Okay. So, and he just was like, you guys can't be doing this. Cause it just like influences
potential jurors.
Potential jurors.
Yeah. I mean, at this point,
I don't know though. Like, isn't this just life? Like they can release whatever they want. I don't know.
I think that the judge was like, you fucked around and found out. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop acting like children, releasing websites about this and footage and text messages. Like y'all are acting like kids. And to that I say, shut up. Stop telling them what to do. I want to live this.
I'm sorry, federal judge. Focus your efforts elsewhere.
I can't think of anything else you could be spending your time doing right now than stopping us from the entertainment we are receiving.
Yes, I was like, we need this now more than ever.
It's like there's not a lot in the news cycle right now. There's in politics. It's like just Justin Baldoni. Okay, so wrapping up, Rachel Kirkconnell goes on Call Her Daddy and talks about the really highly publicized Matt James breakup. If you guys are brand new here, basically what she's alleging is that they had been on a trip in Japan together. They had kind of had an argument about where to go out to eat. He had had a fight with her, and then she left to go to the airport to fly home, which was already pre-planned that she was going to fly home from Japan by herself. And in the meantime, he posted online that they had broken up without any warning shot, tagged her, and she boarded a plane and had intermittent service essentially for the next. I mean, Tokyo to LA is 10 hours. Back to New York is another 6 on top of that. So
yeah, pretty much. And I mean, I think that interview felt very sort of a naive young woman that got wrapped up in this relationship. Again, if you guys aren't really familiar, he was the Bachelor, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding their relationship, and they did break up, and people were coming at her for some racist things in her past. They got back together, and they've been together now for years. And we talked about it before, that obviously she wanted to get married, and that he kind of blindsided her in this way. And I mean, I gotta say, like, I've been in these like TikTok holes about him, and I'm just like so icked out by him. Like, I didn't ever follow them, either of them. Like, I really haven't thought about their relationship ever, until this. And it's really off. Like, he was just always really like negging her and just kind of like making her the butt of the joke. Like, I watched this one TikTok where he like pushed her into the pool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, whatever. If that was their dynamic and they staged that ahead of time, which I'm certain that they did,
Right.
I just found it really off-putting, and like how I don't want to see a woman be treated by a man, like the power dynamic. And it's when he is speaking to her and he's like nagging her for whatever. Like, there was one where she was like eating pretzels in the airport. He was telling her it was too early. There was one where she would dip like 2 of her dips, and he would like just not let up that she was like cross-contaminating the dips. And like, again, these can feel really light and like you're kind of joking with your partner, or they just have a weird tone about him. And the tone that he uses in those types of videos with her is so different than the tone he uses in his like food videos. It just feels like really disingenuous. Like, I can't like watch or listen to his food videos. They really made me cringe.
So I mean, I follow a lot of food accounts. I was happy to be a food blogger, and I've never followed him, but I get served a lot of his content, and it's not for me. I don't care for it. It feels just it's just been a little corny for me, to be honest. I don't really care about the takes on different stuff. She's always felt kind of like a prop in those.
Yeah.
She doesn't, which is fine. Lots of people like bring their partners along. Their partner's like, yeah, sure, I'll take a free meal and I'll hang out in this video for a minute. Like, she's just kind of felt like an afterthought in those to me. There didn't seem to be any type of dynamic other than she's just kind of around.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess some people like those relationships where the couples neg each other. I don't. I guess there can certainly be where you're like roasting each other with love. Like, I think we roast each other. You see couples do it, and like, well, there is a difference between the negging and where you're almost, it's like you're kind of seeing what feels like a little bit of like contempt between the two. And
Totally.
you see it on both sides, but to be gendered about it, like when a man is doing it to a woman, it even feels like different. Like it feels like, and he's older and she's younger, and I'm just glad she's out of that relationship. And I watched a clip where I guess she had said she wants to stay friends, and Alex Cooper was like, please try not to, like, please try to cut him out of your life, and like maybe down the road, and like really gently kind of big sistered her and was like, don't do this. And I think like they were all just kind of like dancing around this, like, this guy sounds like a narcissist. I mean, again, we don't like to throw that word around too much, but it just seemed like not the greatest guy.
I mean, if I'm sure what she's saying is the truth. I know that everybody has their own version of what happened here, but if it is the truth that like he kind of blindsided you with this breakup, posted it very publicly online, brought God into it, which by the way is not like a godly kind thing to do. You want to like talk about being a good Christian, and you put it on the internet that you and your partner have broken up today.
Yeah.
And you are this public couple, and you don't allow her to speak to her family before this happens, or her friends. I mean, you are such an unkind person.
Yeah.
You are a bad partner. And I don't care what you did any day for the last 4 years. Like this, you honor our relationship in the last 4 years by doing this to me. You are fucking dead to me. Friends.
Oh my God.
And
right.
she is.
Go off.
Thank you. She seems sweet, visibly really shaken. This is really raw and fresh. She did that interview a couple days after this happened, right? And they got into the relationship. She was 24. She was super young. Sounds like she didn't have a lot of agency. She probably was also raised with a lot of religion, which doesn't always lead women to feel like second-class citizens, but some can. And it just feels like, she didn't feel like she had a real voice there. But for somebody to like wrap up the end of my relationship by doing this thing to me that is so cruel and so public, how could you ever forgive that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I could not agree with you more. And like, I watched this one interview. Again, this just started to be my algorithm. I was like, I'll get into it. And there was this one interview where they were talking about like a fight they had, and he would have her like try to pick a restaurant. And it's like, aren't you the food person? Okay. And she would like stress about it. And she said that like he told her to pick a restaurant, and then she was like, okay. So she gets on like TikTok and she's like scrolling, and he was like, could you not play the sound on those? And she's like, you told me to find the restaurant. And so they like got to the destination and he was like, well, where are we eating? She's like, you told me to stop scrolling on TikTok. So like, I was just like hearing them fight. You know, you like hear about a couple fight and like you think they sound like they're being cute and you're like, I am cringy.
Yes, because you're like y'all aren't like in on it with each other.
Yes.
You know,
like you're not on the same team. Like
it reminded me of being 24 and being in relationships. And this was before podcasts existed. The internet did not exist in the same sense that it did when I was 24. TikTok didn't exist. Instagram didn't exist. And like this behavior is so mean and manipulative and unkind. And me at this age with all the information and knowledge I have and verbiage and I can name the behavior, it's very easy for me to turn around and say like, knock this shit off, which is why men don't like older women. This is why men,
yeah,
you know? And listen, Tessa's 24. I think she's really so brilliant and smart and you would never let a man treat you like this. But I think there's some young women that just, they can't name the behavior, so they're not gonna stop it. And that's sort of what seems like it happened here. Like you or I would turn to somebody and be like, this is not my job. This is not my dream. And you're not going to talk to me like this. You want to go to a restaurant? You find a restaurant.
Right. And people are welcome to disagree with me that have been following them for years. I mean, again, I just went in this hole of like all his red flags. I feel like obviously breakup and people hear about the way that the breakup happened and they're like, okay, well, he's always done this type of thing. And people have their issues with her too. And their past and the race stuff, you know, that's a whole nother side of the internet as well. But just the general behavior doesn't seem great from him.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So best of luck to her and, you know, have a great week to everybody besides Matt James.
Should be the Bachelorette. Could you imagine?
I am dying for that.
Dead for it has to
If
be.
they don't do this,
They're
they have
crazy.
missed the biggest marketing scheme in the history of time.
Have you been seeing this test? Have you seen anything about it?
I haven't seen anything about it. I think she would be a huge pull. I definitely think like it would just be crazy just because like, yeah.
Wow.
Unreal.
If you call this and this happens, I mean, ABC, like give us credit.
Yeah.
Like we're going to need some credit on this one.
Tuning in. Okay. Well,
All right, well, I ship it.
All right, guys, that's it.
And speaking of shipping, last day to get ground shipping on Vibes Only products. Oh!
That was iconic. I thought you were going to say champion shipping, which go birds.
Champion shipping.
And
What's the thing about there's big ships and small ships,
wood ships and
but the most impressive ships are friendships. I don't know.
We keep looking at Tessa this whole time like she's got all the answers. And every time I look at her, she's like, you're in charge here. All right, guys.
On Monday's episode, I have something funny to tell you about Tessa that happened with me and her yesterday.
Okay, girlsgottaeat.com, Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I am Ash Hess. Rayna is Rayna.Greenberg. Subscribe on YouTube. Vibesonly.com. Last day for that ground shipping. And we will see you Monday.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Bye.
Go Birds.